Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing this Demon Spawn Summoner of Ashen'Zari for Week 7 of the Crawl Sudden Death Challenge. In the last episode, we went back down into Cocytus to double-check on that Serpent of Hell, and we confirmed that he is in fact there. And we, I think, left him on the staircase, so he'll be nice and easy to get to during the orb run. And I was thinking some more about spells. And I'm training spellcasting, but it's going to take quite a while to get more levels in that. And I have a bunch of spells I'm not really using. So I'm just going to head to Lair, grab some Amnesia, drop a bunch of spell levels I don't need, and pick up some more powerful spells. That'll help me feel a lot more capable for the orb run. So let's forget about swiftness, let's forget about summon lightning spire, let's forget about, I think I can drop shadow creatures. I'm not so sure about that. Shadow creatures and summon hydra are the last two I'm thinking of getting rid of. And what would I be learning instead? Well, I would be learning Necromutation and Summon Horrible Things. So Summon Horrible Things costs 8 levels, and it's almost safe to cast already. Necromutation costs 8 levels, and will take quite a lot of work to get working. So I think we just learn Summon Horrible Things now. And it should go on capital X, because it summons X's, capital X monsters, monstrosities, and tentacled monstrosities and abominations, that is. It's abbreviated XXX. It means Summon Horrible Things. So, and just like in IRC slang, right? Not in the actual game. And we happen to have sustain attributes on a ring, which means it won't drain as much of our intelligence as it otherwise would. So that'll really give us some oomph in our summons. It would have been nice to memorize Necromutation though, so that I can train transmutations. So I'll just learn some crappy transmutation spell if I can find one. Learn Ignite Poison, sure. And then I'll just rip this book up when I'm done with it. And let's just go hard on transmutations and pick up a little bit of summonings to improve Summon Horrible Things. And actually, let's do the opposite of that. I want the summoning spell up sooner, because I'm going to be actually using it. Now, where to? Well, there's basically just Pandemonium left. So I think we're going to have to semi-reluctantly hop back into Pandemonium. But it should also be easier now that I remember I have Passage of Galubria as well. So other spells I would like to learn are Controlled Blink. But that's only going to help us for the, quote, easy part of the game before we get the orb. Right? Once we've gotten the orb, Controlled Blink won't do any good. And that's the part that I need to be prepared for. So Dragon's Call is a little bit castable, and a much more efficient mana usage spell than the other one, Summon Horrible Things. But it's just a lot more work to get online, and I don't really need it. Sorry, be with you in a moment. So I'm just dropping all those books because I don't really plan to learn them stuff from them. And I think we'll just head into Pandemonium now. Although, actually in Pan, I don't want a Cursed Amulet of Regeneration on. I would rather have my Ring of Resist Mutation on most of the time. And honestly, I might as well curse it, I guess. Because, yeah, it's hurting my... Like, my spell success rate went quite a bit down when I did that. Am I going to need to swap rings? No. I can just evoke... I can just cast... Or read Teleport. So I don't need a Ring of Teleportation, really. I can just curse my ring and my amulet. So let's drop... No, not that. Where's my Row of Curse? M. And pray. Pray. Got it. Well, actually, let's just pick up those. Read C on E, read C on F. There we go. And that actually, yeah, that improves the fail rate of my spells even more. So great. So it shouldn't be long at all before Summon Horrible Things is comfortable. And if we can just find the spell regen, I won't even mind losing that ring slot or amulet. All right, in we go. Pandemonium. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's all going to be great, guys. What is all this about? All right, Pandemonium is not going to know what hit it. All hell will break loose. Yeah, I feel like we're just a Cacodemon, huh? I've got Resist Mutation now. Although I just shouldn't bother him, really. Yeah, this feels so much better than hell. What is yellow in here? A Fiend or a... Oh, okay. Cacodemons are yellow. I wouldn't have guessed that, I suppose. Would have thought white, but that's fine. What's in here? Wand of Fire. All right, see ya. I would love to, try out Summon Horrible Things, take it for a spin, so to speak. But, it's a little bit dangerous to cast, and I don't really know what would go wrong. So I'm just, there's no hurry. If I need it, I will. But in that scenario, I would like to also have quaffed a Potion of Brilliance as well. So that then there would be, like, no risk at all. I don't like these guys. Where did that guy come from? Yeah, so we are just tearing through the monsters of Pandemonium, which I really appreciate. There certainly will be monsters where that's not the case. Like, if we can still get caught with Torment and so on. And Panlords are always unpredictable. But most of this stuff, yeah, so like there's a Brimstone Fiend, right? Which is not my favorite thing in the world, as you may recall. We still have a Spectral Weapon, right? Nope. And there it goes. It got hit with a Hellfire. But Spectral Weapon like basically doubles your damage while it's up, so it's really worth casting even in fairly dire situations. If your plan is to attack things, anyway. Yeah, I'll pass on all that, I think. Right, the loot, there doesn't seem to really be any. Yeah, I just don't want to do that. It's nice to have that option. We saw the Hellion, but then we were able to scry into there and determine that it wasn't just a one Hellion, it was like the Panlord Vault. So we left, and that's, just more Ash reasons. Hell Sentinels, though, are pretty tough. I think they are just generally beefier than all the Fiends. In exchange for not having Torment. And they have Hellfire and Iron Shot, which are their which are their own problem, but you know, they don't have the torment ability to just do a ton of damage to you no matter how much your max is. They're sort of good at dealing the finishing blow, whereas the other guys, whoops, I don't even know. Like, Shadow Creatures seem so garbage. Summon Horrible Things is pretty safe now. I could get some mild miscast effects, but nothing too bad. I guess I could have abjured all that. Potion of Brilliance is actually, like, I've been using those up, so I would really appreciate having one. It's sort of awkward to get there. Actually, it seems fine, right? I'm not going to wake up anything interesting, and this Panlord, he can't get there in any kind of a hurry. So let's just walk in here. So he is coming out. But we can be in and out long before he gets here. He doesn't even know where to go, and there's this other sleeping monster in his way. Just don't go in there ever again, and we should be fine. Another Book of Callings, just what I needed. I need to get in the habit of casting Spectral Weapon instead of... Gosh, these are all bad monsters. Instead of Shadow Creatures. Because I often put, in other games, I put Spectral Weapon on W, which is where I have Shadow Creatures. And so it's even easier to get them mixed up. I don't like Warmongers, and I don't like Chaos Champions. So I would like both of those to die. I blinked. Why did I blink? The Chaos Champion blinked both of us. All right, sure. Let's try some horrible things. How'd we do? 5 Abominations and a Tentacled Monstrosity. That seems pretty okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, let's get going. And I didn't lose any intelligence, which is nice, but not like that important. I'm still sort of in like hell mode, in that I'm not really resting up in between fights, where I really should be, because in Pandemonium you mostly can, whereas in Hell you mostly can't. Yeah, I'm really liking Summon Horrible Things already. I haven't really used it much in any game, ever. I had it on my first vampire win, a vampire necromancer who sort of became a summoner. But I barely had it online at the end of the game, and I didn't use it very effectively and didn't have great spell power. So it wasn't that impressive. But these guys are pretty good. Staying Nekasek, get out of here, man. Good work, Tentacled Monstrosity. Also known as T-Mons, would be the abbreviation to use if you were writing down their name. All right, let's just try to leave now. I kind of feel done with this floor. It's mostly empty now, kind of. We've explored a lot of it. I stuck around here because there don't seem to be a lot of fiends. So that's sort of my criterion for whether... All right, so Lord Serabov lives here. That's fine. We'll read magic mapping, see what's up. Maybe we'll try to get his rune. Certainly we'll try to get his loot. Okay, so you enter the castle from either side. And then you go either west or east. And it looks to me like... Where would the rune be? If you go east, there's rooms like this. Huh. Now over here, yeah, this looks like the rune chamber, I think, somewhere in this area. Like, Serabov's going to be in here. There's this big, massive gate, and you open it, and then there's an open area with a bunch of fiends and Balrogs and Serabov. And then you come through here, and there's, like, probably some loot like this, and then the rune would be my guess. And more loot in these. Seems about right. So I think what I'm going to do is just mark this door and this area as no good. And then, I don't know, I'll just auto-explore, whatever. It's just Serabov, monster with the second most HP in the game. What do I care? First most is Antaeus, by the way, the Lord of Cocytus, who we are planning not to fight, and fortunately will not have to fight. Because, well, you know, God willing, if we have to fight him as well as the Serpent of Hell on the Orb Run, I'm going to be pretty put out. But honestly, these Pandemonium floors should be just a lot less worrying than the Hell Ends were. I think I might be shouting a little bit. Let me see about turning down this music. It's pretty low already. We'll try that. If I have been shouting, my apologies. And then let's just head over here. Or what's... You sort of want to go around the perimeter first, because there's always loot in the in these corner things. Yeah, I don't even have to go in if I don't want to, do I? But there's a book in here, which is what I'm looking for. Serabov's Black Book. Dark Secrets and Attacks. We did it! We got regen! Nice! Finally, thank you, Serabov. I dropped my amnesia. Alright, whatever. I could forget I like shadow creatures, honestly. And there's a manual, which could have something good. Who knows? And a new amulet, although I really don't care about an amulet. It's not an artifact at this point. So let's head in here, see what the rest of this loot was all about. Yeah, this is why I like to go to Pandemonium before Hell usually. It's just so much less of a problem. It's a little bit... Some people like it less because it's less predictable. You never... Like, you can prepare for specifically Cocytus by getting a bunch of cold resist or whatever, right? But the monsters in there are just way harder than the monsters you're going to find in Pandemonium in general. Yeah, it's there. That should do. I didn't really need to summon anything, I guess. It's just one Balrog. Alright, what is all this? A hat. Of magic resistance. Yeah, I'll take the Helmet of Intelligence. Okay. Oh, and the Fiend was up in this corner. And so I would rather deal with Pandemonium like 9 times out of 10. Because you only have to deal like with maybe one fiend at a time, and you get to rest in between fights. It's just like, what a luxury after being in hell. No thanks. Alright, so I actually feel pretty okay about dealing with Serabov. Maybe this is hubris, but I'll go in and try for the rune. Should be... Oh, we haven't actually finished the corners, have we? Okay, well, let's do that first. Meanwhile, we can get a scry on this, huh? Yeah, there's a book in there. Two pieces of artifact leather armor for some reason. And I was wrong. There is no loot in back, but there is the rune in here. Okay, fine. As predicted. If I were a powerful Earth Elementalist, I could shatter the very walls of this castle and just break in from this side. But I am not. And we are just going to have to march in with an army and take it. Alright, there's no more... So these guys are asleep. Some of them are awake. That was yeah, this one was an actual book. Like, is there really any reason to be messing with Serabov? I don't think so. But I kind of want to, and I don't think he'll kill me instantly. I should be able to get out in plenty of time. Especially if I, like, leave a portal back here. There's something in the way. What? That's not true. I don't understand what was going on there. But so there I'm preparing my escape route in advance of needing it. So Serabov, yeah, so he does have Abjuration because he can summon things. And he can also Firestorm you, which is why I really feel like I need this this escape route. All right, so that didn't hurt too much. I should be hasted. Like, what am I even doing? And quaff. Might. Sure. Well, I actually like some of that stuff for the orb run, really. I wish my spectral weapon could survive in all this fire. Resistance actually would be pretty good. To get me up to 4 or 3 pips rather. So he's summoning stuff too, which I can abjure. And we're doing fine. Just tab Serabov, no big deal. You know, I need to speak a little bit more carefully because things could start to go badly if all I do is tab him. But it's going fine. And he can't torment. And the Fiend doesn't appear to know how to get here. No, I would like to keep scrying up, please, so I know when the Fiend is getting here, if he ever does. Yikes, that kind of hurts. Let's just zap some heal wounds. I can't believe my spectral weapon is living through all this. It's just, he's like almost dead and we're hitting him for multiple exclamation points and he's just still not giving up the ghost. But we should have him in a sec. There he goes. Nice. I'm going to want to rest before I go in there to take out the fiends. But we should have this under control now. Cool. So that was the final battle with Serabov with not many buffs, honestly. I just used haste and resist, I guess. Which I guess I didn't actually need. I was already at 3 pips. I didn't think that through. I forgot that we have on that new amulet. So I could have saved that, but it's fine. So he is able to reduce your fire resistance, and so you might say, aha, but Alan, it was correct to use resistance because he reduces your fire resist. But he reduces it after the cap of 3 pips is applied, not before. So if you have 3 pips and you get resist to give you to 4 pips, that gets capped to 3, and then he sets you back down to 2. So it doesn't help to have a 4th pip. Boosting companions. No thanks. I'm curious what this extra thing is here. More gold. That doesn't make any sense. There's gold stacked on gold and it made a different stack. Yeah, Pandemonium just feels like a breeze. So let's get out of here. And I'm really glad that the game is starting to feel easier. Because I guess I had been going up in difficulty as well, like with that those zigs and the hell visits. And I was starting to worry that the character was just not going to be ready ever for the orb run stuff. And now I clearly have like the damage output, the survivability, the flexible tools. I just need like necromutation and I should be set. In fact, let's turn off summonings, turn up necromancy a little. Oh, and we're still a sorcerer. Oh, I see, because, right, our base necromancy skill is actually lower than our spellcasting. But buffed, the summonings and necromancy are both higher than spellcasting. Ashen's won't buff spellcasting because it would just be kind of awkward. You know, spellcasting controls how much MP you have, and like if that changed on a whim, depending on your Ashen's status, it would be like, what do you do with the leftover MP? You know, all this stuff. So I don't know. Do I still? I don't have a spectral weapon. All right, let's just rest. Rest, rest. I can rest here. Don't forget you can rest. Forget it. Let's just use horrible things. Yeah, I mean, even getting just a few large abominations makes things a lot easier. Oh, hello, Quicaluo. How are we on time? Doing all right. I actually could, this would be a good excuse to stop the video, having gotten Serabov's rune. On the other hand, I have now progressed beyond Serabov, and I'm fighting Quicaluo. So it's a less satisfying finish, I suppose. But whatever. So there doesn't seem to be anything too bad on this floor either. Stone Giant, get out of here. I know you're not real. So we'll just grind this up for a little experience and loot. We found the main loot we were looking for, which was the spell regeneration, even though we have not yet learned it due to lacking spell levels. That'll be another big help on, well, not in Tomb, because regeneration is incompatible with necromutation. You can't have them both on at once, because when you're undead, your skin you can't naturally, I don't know. There's like undead guys can't use various of the necromancy spells because they're not living, and regen is one of them. Whether I have to justify that or just accept it as lore. Like, it's even, when you start the game, it's a little surprising that necromancy is regen. I think I mentioned while Rose was on that, like, the good gods look down on necromancy. It's like bringing back to life your decaying dead flesh or whatever. I don't know. I don't actually know the lore behind why regen is necromancy, but like you can just sort of accept it as part of the game system. It doesn't seem totally unreasonable. And there's basically no sources of healing in Crawl that are neither divine nor necromantic nor items. So it's one of those three things, right? You can have items that heal you, but those are expendable. You can have gods heal you. But of course that has its own thing. You need enough piety. Let's just not be in here. I want to fight it out in the open, please. So I can get some horrible things on him. Yeah. Or you can use necromancy. That's the only way you can heal yourself with just magic points is necromantic magic, and there's several spells to do it. Regeneration, Borgnor's Revivification. I mean, I guess those are the main two. Sublimation of Blood goes the opposite direction, turning your health into magic points. Is there anything else? Death's Door, I mean, makes you invincible for a while, which is a lot like being healed. But of course it's not quite the same. Wow, good work at horrible things. I think that there's definitely a big spell power boost to having summon horrible things be higher level. So like I would happily level that up more than more summoning to improve that. It's just not really a priority. I want to get necromutation castable sooner. Oh, it is. Wow. Having that extra cursed amulet and a little more intelligence, I think, did I get, maybe? No, I guess it's just the transmutations training is really kicking in, so that's good. 10% is not as good as I would like, so I'll continue to grind for a bit, but we should be ready pretty soon to clear up our spell levels, learn the necromancy we want, and get rolling on the final climax to the game, which I will certainly appreciate. I don't have much longer to finish before, as I said, my vacation. And I could play on vacation, but I'm not going to have a ton of time, and I won't want to. Certainly not for long enough to record any substantial videos. I mean, I could splice them together, but that's even more work. I haven't figured out a good way to do that. I figured out some pretty bad ways that work. Yeah, if you guys could kill that Hellion faster, that would be great. So it didn't really occur to me that I would, that cursing my amulet would make that big a difference to my spell power and spell success for everything relevant. Like Necromutation in particular, I thought was a far-off pipe dream. But with the Cursed Amulet, and also just the fact that Ash lets you learn every new spell or new skill well, means that we got transmutation points very quickly, at least the first few. So that, together with, well, I guess that's the same thing as it being cursed, really. Let's just summon again. More horrible things. Thanks. That should do. Wow, that is so many horrible things. I can't believe it. This is an amazing spell. That's why it's a level 8, man. Who hellfired me? Rigub did? That's a lot of hellfire, honestly. Let's haste. And I'm actually gonna heal a bit, because I'm not quite sure how much damage that hellfire is doing, but it's a lot. These guys, these horrible things do so much damage. I didn't realize. So the way Dragon's Call works is when you cast it, it costs you 9 magic immediately. So, like, as you've surely noticed by now, casting a level 8 spell costs 8 magic, casting a level 2 spell costs 2 magic, blah, 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 you know, very simple. But Dragon's Call, rather than just creating dragons, it gives you the temporary buff Dragon's Call, basically, which means that every so many time units, you have a chance to summon an additional dragon passively. And that chance goes up the fewer dragons you have, and the better your spell power, maybe? I think your spell power might just govern what kind of dragons you get. I'm not sure. I know it certainly does govern what kind of dragons you get, but I don't know if it also governs how many. So, and each dragon you summon costs, like, I don't know, 3 MP or something. Maybe not 3, but some. So you're sort of paying the upfront cost of 9, and then the more dragons you get out of it, you know, the better it is for your budget. So it's more efficient over time because it only costs you like 3 magic for each dragon on average. But like summon horrible things, you can get summons faster, right? Because you spend 8 magic and you immediately get some number of abominations between like 2 and 8. Well, and some abominations can be replaced with tentacled monstrosities if your spell power is high. But generally, it's like you get 2 to 8 monsters. And then you can cast it again to spend 8 more magic. Whereas like Dragon's Call, you can only have 1 active at a time. You can't like just say, I want more dragons. So it's a less so summon horrible things is less efficient but more immediate. Wait, there's another. I can just leave? Nah, no thanks. We're exploring. Oh, whoa, what is that buckler about? Oh, it's terrible. All right. I mean, it has corrosion resistance, which would be nice. But, don't really need it. How are our spells doing? They're doing great. All of our spells at 1% or below. That's really good. I haven't used Malign Gateway in quite a while either. Oops. I kind of knew this was in here. I should have, like, just not come in. But let's actually get a Malign Gateway up. Let's summon some horrible things. Let's make a spectral weapon. And let's smash some face. Yeah, these guys, they don't stand a chance. This demon has come back home to claim it as his own. That's me, I'm the demon. As a demon spawn, get it? 3%, that's great. Well, let's see, I will head out of Pandemonium at least, and maybe I'll drop some stuff off. Maybe, I'll do a little bit of inventory management before we start the next video is the plan, I think. I don't really need these wands of dealing, of fireball, do I? Nah, or cold. Fireball actually could be kind of useful. I don't need potions of invisibility. What I do need is amnesia. So I left my scroll of amnesia here. Let's read it on. So remember that I can forget Ignite Poison to gain 3 levels back. And I need Regen and Necromutation are the things I want. So what am I not using here? I'm not using Shadow Creatures. Let's forget that. How many levels do I have now? 6. So I'll learn Regen. Put on R. Great. Let's drop that book now. And now I have 3 levels. I need to free up 5 more. Let's forget Summon Hydra. Even Controlled Blink is kind of castable, but as I said, I don't really want it. Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. We'll just grab Necromutation and be on our way, I guess. That means we need to forget, what did I say, Summon Hydra? Let's just rip up Hydra or Amnesia. Go to the closest one of those, which was Amnesia, as it turns out. Read I on Hydra. Now we have 10 levels, and let's find Necromute. Oh, let's drop these. Let's go learn Necromutation. N. Yes. Put it on L for Lich Form. That's where I usually put it. And I'm actually going to save the game briefly here and edit my RC file a bit. Well, you'll get to see some very interesting stuff here. Force. So I'm going to uncomment this line so that I get a warning message when I'm leaving Lich Form. I don't like to have that line on most of the time because I'm not usually playing in a game with Lich Form. And then that message is just a confusing annoyance. But actually, there might be one more thing I have to edit. Let's see. Almost over. Yeah, and let's uncomment that as well. Anything else? No. All right. So it'll remind me, even if I'm running now, it'll stop me if I start, like, if I'm auto-traveling, it'll stop auto-travel to tell me I'm leaving Lich Form. And I think in the next video, we're just gonna go down to Zot 5 and kill some dudes. So that's what you guys have to look forward to. I am excited. I don't know how it's gonna go. I hope it goes well. You know, I've got the buffs I need to take out Serpent of Hell, I think. I've got the consumables I need and the spells I need to get through Tomb, so it should be an exciting finish. I hope you guys will join me for the next video, which probably won't be the last, but it'll be the beginning of the end, so to speak. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.